Hey there, and welcome to our latest episode of What's on the Horizon. I'm Lori Sharonbrock here with Chris Shooker of Digital Horizons. And something that we've been putting in our email newsletter, I think we always put it in the email newsletter actually, is talking to people about ongoing maintenance. And I think it's something they don't think about because when you get it installed, it's like a bright, shiny penny, right?
Yeah.
Everything is beautiful and it works how you want it to.
Fresh.
But yes, but how do software updates and that how does that work? How does that look after installation?
Yeah, modern smart homes are no different than your smartphone, for example. You can ignore updates and push them off, and most of the time, you're not really going to have a problem. In the case of your phone, there might be an app that you want to update, and that will require you to update your phone. But it's not something that you can just not do. So in a smart home, which has varying degrees to it, right? All of the technology that we install has varying amounts of software on it. And if you don't care about things evolving or updated standards or anything like that, there's not a real pressing matter to be proactive about the maintenance. However, when we do stay proactive in maintenance, it means a number of things. One, when and if there is a problem in the home, when we call a manufacturer, if we have to for solutions, the first thing they're going to ask us is, what version of software are you running? What is the firmware version of the equipment? And they basically won't help us or offer us any guidance if we need it until we've updated everything. And so if we have to do a bunch of updates after there's a problem, it just means it takes longer to get things back up and running. There's security related stuff that occurs that getting these updates helps with, specifically on the networking side of things, both on the routers and the network switches and the Wi-Fi access points, all of those critical components to a home network. Keeping those devices up to date means that any sort of vulnerabilities or security breaches that exist, which seems like there's something in the news every day about, allows us to stay on top of. So it's not a 100% necessary thing that we do this stuff, but it is definitely best practice. And there's a couple different ways we can go about doing that. So first off, a lot of our systems, we have the ability to do the updates remotely, which means from our office on a mutually beneficial time, we're able to either do them immediately or schedule them depending on what needs to be done. And that is a lot of things that we do is remotely from our office. But then depending on what the update is, sometimes the device that we're maintaining, if you will, has a little bit more importance to the system, and we want to make sure we run the system through its paces after we do the update. We want to be in the home when we do that. And so for a lot of our clients and a lot of our systems, we have a proactive maintenance plan where we will intentionally visit the home once, twice, or we even have some clients that want us there every quarter to run everything through its paces and be proactive about doing these updates and even just cleaning or calibrating a theater system, which isn't really software related, but is something we do when we do the maintenance. And by doing that, we're able to stay on top of stuff and really catch issues before they happen. So we can either do the updates remotely or in the home. And I would say both. We probably do probably a mix of both almost equally, I would say.
Is there ever a time where, say you're logging in and all of a sudden you get a note that says, critical software update, please install now? Should they do that, or is that hey, I got this notification, what button do I push? When should they call you if a message like that comes up?
So with the systems that we're installing, those types of updates aren't often something that our systems will display. There might be a pop-up for something like their Apple TV or their Roku device, if you will. And in general, the updates from those devices are pretty benign, and they're either adding software features or they're fixing bugs. And in general, we don't really warn people against updating that. And outside of that, we actually tend to turn automatic updates off for most of our stuff. And oftentimes we'll do it with Roku and Apple TV devices, especially for the clients that have us actively maintaining their systems, because we want to be in control of when those updates happen. And by doing so, we're able to be more in control of the outcome of just the updates and the overall system in general. And the other critical items in our system that have software updates, they don't get applied until we say to. So in theory, we could have a system that we install and apply no updates to until the home ceases to exist or they do some sort of update and to the equipment or the system in general. And that's kind of the beauty of what we do, is it takes some of that stuff off of their plate essentially and puts it back into our control.
I think that's one of the things that I love about what you do, and it's something you said earlier. There might be this misconception that every time the system needs an update, you have to come, but you don't. There are some that you do, but by and large, one of the advantages of having someone like you in the home or as part of their system is you can do a lot of it remotely,
Right.
and the homeowner never even sees it happen. They
Yep.
just walk in and everything works like magic, right?
And the other element to that that's really important is a good part of our customer base treats our area as a vacation destination.
Yep.
This is where their family has a cabin, and they come here to get away and to enjoy this space. And so by us being able to be proactive and to do the maintenance that we do to these residences, it ensures that the time that they have here is uninterrupted, and they get to spend quality time at the place that they want to spend quality time, and they're not spending it dealing with issues. So it's a good thing when we're able to maintain stuff proactively.
Awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and got some of those questions answered in your head like I did. And stay tuned, and we'll see you next episode.